Yeah. You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But I Yahweh see him serve, because he my God of Israel, which are the true living God. You know, 360 degrees of knowledge. So what more they want to know? You understand me? Praise Yahweh, and everything in your life are going to be all right. You understand me, my brother? Trust me, man. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. You got to be strong, no matter what goes on. Hold up your head, some time to move on. It's not easy. Life is not easy. No matter what they do, they will laugh and talk with you, then turn around and try to hurt you. It's not easy. Life is not easy. As I kneel and pray, Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray, as I kneel and pray. Send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. I am not ashamed, praise my Father's name. Put Major Riley in the Hall of Fame is not easy. Life is not easy. Life is in a mess. We have to do our best to alleviate the stress. The truth we possess is not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Oh, Father, each day, guide my way. And lead me not into temptation. Please deliver me, Yahweh. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me be strong in your word. Let your truth be heard. But you're my strength and my shield. The sound of your voice makes the universe yield. Oh, yeah, yeah. I say Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory. Glory, hallelujah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wherever you lead me, Father, I will follow. Let my roots grow deep, deep, deep. We're not shallow. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yahweh is here. Oh, Israel, have no fear. Don't you know that summer is nigh? And he said, on eagle wing we'll fly. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Yahweh's here to lead his children home, and that's glory.
The Nation of Yahweh presents The Unfolding Light. Today's show is brought to you by Builders of the Highway Foundation, Yahweh Life Center, Neo Jazz School of Music, Yahweh Education Centers, and the Temple of Brothers and Sisters of Goodwill. And now for your host, Dr. Lud Yisrael.
Boker Tov and Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to our weekly conference, The Unfolding Light. Praise Yahweh. It's a great day. It's a great day to be doing this show. It's a great day. We just came from the Feast of weeks that had a glorious time. I am your host, Dr. Lou, with my co-host, Sister Tamar. Hey, Sister Tamar.
Shabbat Shalom, family.
I'm just excited.
I
see. There's a whole lot to talk about with this glorious Feast of Weeks. We had a glorious Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, and now we're just coming from a Feast of Weeks that was just fabulous.
Outstanding.
Praise Yahweh. Well, today on Unfolding Light, we'll have Who is Yahweh? By the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Directly after that, we'll have a keynote message from the Master Teacher, the founder of the Nation of Yahweh, the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And directly after that, we'll have the part where we all take part in Unfolding the Light, and we call it Power Talk. And now for our prayer. If we all stand and face the east with outstretched hands, O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from this heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh and Yisrael forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright. And as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults and guide us to the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our deaths are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Makuteraka, Yadze Rezonka, Kim Bashemayim Kain Ba'aretz, Et Lekum Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosa Sol King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King Kal Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.
Remember that this is the morning of the third day, and I shall rise again. I am the resurrection. All of prophecy tells you that I shall rise again. It's all about that. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. No doubt about it. Again, I love you forever, bless you forever. I remind you once again, my associates are children of the light. That just brings laughter to my heart, to my soul, to realize that at last, I have those of you that love peace. And I only want to be in the presence of those of you that love peace. I love you forever. Shalom Aleichem.
So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is a name that you should know because it's the duty of the Son of God to proclaim his Father's name. And here you have a whole bunch of people going to church, 400,000 churches, and they don't know the name of the Father. They say such silly things like, Father, God, help me. Both of them titles. Father is a title, God is a title. Who's going to answer to that? The purpose of the coming of the Son is to reveal the name of the Father. That's who he prayed to, our Father, and he called his name. He said, hallowed be, holy be thy name. How can it be holy to you and you don't know it? Interesting, isn't it? There are a lot more interesting questions than that about that situation. When you begin to read your Bible, as I call this to your attention, you will discover from the Old Testament of Genesis all the way through Revelations, it's all about the name of the Father. It's all about his name. But somebody got you calling some other kind of name, other than the Father's name. And you don't know his name. And unless you learn his name, then you're never going to move from poverty to riches. And if you don't come into the knowledge of the name. Haven't you ever wondered why it is that you have the same God, have the same churches, the same name that white people have? I mean, have you noticed? You do. Our people have the same, right? Isn't it strange how God always answers white people's prayers? Black folks' prayers don't seem to be the same magnitude. You know, you say, well, I get my prayers answered, but why don't you ever get answered to be the ruler? I mean, you know, my people are always on their knees in front of white people asking white people to let them be accepted. Why do you need to ask white people for acceptance? Why don't you just ask God? Then your God have enough power to make you accepted. Why can't you be the people that everybody else wants to be among? Why are you always running after somebody else to be among them? What's wrong with your God? Why do you have to go around always on your knees with your hat in your hand begging for a job from white people? Why don't your God just give you some jobs? Oh, I have to ask you some serious questions because white people move from poverty to riches every day. Huh? They come from Russia. They come from Europe. They come from England. They come from all over the world with nothing on the ship. Come and get in your neighborhood. Come with a buggy and a basket and a wagon and push it around in your neighborhood and move from poverty to riches out of your pockets. You live in the neighborhood and stay poor and just pray all the time. You prayed enough to rule all the world. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is the God of the Bible. He's the God of the Hebrews. In the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. Yahweh is the man that beat up on Pharaoh. Y'all remember how he put plagues in Egypt? That was Yahweh did that. Yahweh is the one that when Pharaoh got real sassy, he drowned him in the Red Sea. That's Yahweh who did it. Yahweh is the man that when Daniel refused to bow down to another nation and quit facing the east and praying, when he refused to stop praying to his God, which was Yahweh, they said, well, we're going to put you in the lion's den and starve them. Threw him in the lion's den. Yahweh locked the jaws of the lion. Lions could do him no harm. Rulers got scared. Came and got Daniel out and made him a ruler. Right? I just want you to know who Yahweh is. He made the sun, the moon, and the stars, all what you see and haven't seen. Okay. So who is Yahweh ben Yahweh? I am his son. I am his son. That's who I am. I am the son of Yahweh. I don't care who else is the son or who else they are. It makes me no difference. I'm not here tonight concerning myself with who is the son of who. I'm the son of Yahweh. I have to tell you who I am. Yahweh is my father. I am his son. What makes me his son? What makes me Yahweh's son is I do not have a will outside of his. I have no thoughts, no ideas, and no program outside of Yahweh. You'll find that all that I ever do, all that I've ever done, and all that I'm ever going to do is found right in the Bible and is traced right to his will. No exception. I take no credit for all that I have built. It's all in his name. Yahweh. That's one of the things that make me his son. Also, I have no difference in his word. I only speak his words. Even the words I've spoken to you thus far, the principles of those words are all in the Bible. Every single one of them is found in the Bible. No exceptions. So I walk as he says walk. I talk as he says talk. I act as he says act. I do whatever he says do. I have no idea of doing it any other way. Those are the things that makes me his son. I obey his laws, his statutes, his judgments, his commandments. That's why I'm successful. He said in his holy word that if I obey his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments, that he would make everything, all the works of my hand would prosper. So all the works of my hands, it's prospering. I'm telling you why. Now, what about you? You might say, well, if you're the son of Yahweh, can I be? Of course you can. Of course you can be the sons of Yahweh. Every one of you can be. Every one of you can be the daughters of Yahweh. All you have to do is like I do. Obey his will, just like I do. You automatically become. You believe on his name, then you have eternal life. There's no other name under heaven that you can be saved in other than God who created it. You can't be saved in no name but the name of the one who created everything. And he gave his son a name higher than all the angels in heaven. What's the name higher than all the names that the angels could possibly have? The Father's name. There can be no name higher than the Creator's. So the son has to come in his father's name. Just like if your name is Davis, then your father was named Davis. If your name is Smith, your father's name was Smith. My name is Yahweh, so my father's name is Yahweh. That's logical.
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before. And until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I certainly like to thank the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh for coming to us and teaching us who is Yahweh as no one else ever could do. Praise Yahweh. Also, I want to thank the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh for teaching us our true history, which used to be the world's best kept secret. Praise Yahweh. And now a brief bio on the master teacher, the founder of the nation of Yahweh, the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh. Yahweh ben Yahweh came to Miami, Florida alone in 1979 to become the spiritual leader and founder of the nation of Yahweh. Although he took a vow of poverty that same year, within 7 years, he guided the nation and those who followed his teachings and principles to amass an economic empire in the greater Miami area and throughout the United States worth over $250 million. Under his direction, the nation of Yahweh has grown to encompass disciples, followers, believers, and supporters in thousands of cities across the United States of America, and indeed throughout the four corners of the earth. The University of Yahweh, for which he has established the curriculum and for which he has received great acclaim in educational excellence, currently has locations across the United States. The moral teachings of Yahweh ben Yahweh is bringing about a change in the lives of individuals and causing them to take a different approach to life. This approach is based on the scripture which reads, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Yahweh ben Yahweh continues to give. That which he has given cannot be measured in monetary wealth. Yahweh ben Yahweh has given the world the keys to success in life, politically, educationally, economically, socially, and spiritually. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Grand Master of the Celestial Lodge, the architect of the universe, the blessed and only potentate, the founder of the nation of Yahweh. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh.
I'm building my kingdom with you who voluntarily receive me. Behold, I stand at your door and I knock. Some of you are sitting back in there, got your door all locked up. Who is it? I don't mind telling you, Yahweh ben Yahweh.
And I'm calling out and saying, there's a terrible storm. It's a big storm headed your way. And it's called the fall of Satan. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. Talking about Yahweh, Feast of Weeks. Genesis 1:12. Read.
And the earth brought
Verse 12 says the earth did just what Yahweh said do. The earth bring forth seed, yielding seed, fruit. Trees after its kind. And in verse 12 it says, and the earth did what Yahweh said. And the earth obeyed Yahweh without question. And brought it forth because Yahweh said, do it. Surely we have more intelligence than the earth. The earth honored Yahweh in verse 12. It honored the voice of Yahweh, just the voice. Yahweh spoke to the earth. Let the earth bring forth. Come on, earth. Bring forth some grass like I want it. Some fruit trees bringing fruit after this kind. The earth said, yes, sir, Yahweh. Here it is. You asked for it here. That's incredible. The earth didn't say, well, how can I do that, Yahweh? The earth just did what Yahweh said. Earth didn't say, what you mean, Yahweh? Earth just did what he said. Looks like the earth has set down a pattern of intelligence for us. Surely, since the earth obeyed the question, that teaches follow Yahweh. How? Obey how? And it may not, the earth didn't say, well, I don't think that's possible. Earth didn't say, well, Yahweh, I never brought forth no fruit trees. For grass and earth bearing seed and fruit trees, you know, fruit out there. I never did that. I don't think I can do that. That sounds impossible. I never heard of such a thing, Yahweh. How you want me to do that? Earth just said, yes, sir. Yahweh, I'm scared to bring forth all this stuff. Yahweh say, pull guard duty. You say, yes, sir, I'm guarding. They won't have to come get me twice either. Wake me up when it's my turn. I won't sleep past my turn. Neither will I give somebody $1 to pull my guard duty. If Yahweh wanted to pay the earth to come forth, then he would have written out a paycheck. The earth didn't pay nobody else to bring forth fruit trees. The earth didn't ask somebody else to do it. Earth did it. You understand? When Yahweh say pull God duty, you can't go ask somebody else to do it. Let them bring forth the fruit tree. Here, I'll give you $1 to bring forth fruit trees. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. You must keep my command. That's your whole duty. The earth was obedient. No questions asked. Didn't pay nobody to do it for him. Earth brought forth the seeds herself. She didn't go pay Mars to do it and Jupiter. Earth didn't ask Mercury and Venus to do it, or Saturn or Pluto or Neptune. Didn't ask none of them to do it. The Earth did it. Isn't that something? And said he brought forth what? Herb yielding seed after his kind, and the earth brought forth trees yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Yahweh said, that's good for you to obey me and not pay somebody else $1 to do what I told you to do. And not say, get an alternate to do it. You got alternates on the list. Let them do it. The earth didn't do that. Our success in the Feast of Weeks is that we be obedient to Yahweh. Exodus 34, 21 and 22. Read.
6 days thou shalt work, but on the seventh day thou shalt rest. In earing time and in harvest thou shalt rest. And thou shalt observe the Feast of Weeks, of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the Feast of Ingathering at the year's end.
That's speaking about two feasts coming up. We're in one tonight, and one is coming up, Feast of Tabernacles, also called Feast of Ingathering. Now, the Feast of Weeks lasts about 7 weeks. The Feast of Weeks, the Feast of Harvest, weeks. There's a number of perfections, and Yahweh got it fixed like that. This is the beginning right now. This is the first day of the Feast of Weeks, and then it lasts about 7 weeks. So we're getting down into what the Feast of Weeks is all about. It's a feast of harvest. We're not in our land, so we're not here planting corn and barley and wheat and grains. We're not in our land. We're in the white man's country of rulership, Babylon, America. So we don't have farms to plant crops. So we're not celebrating the actual harvest of weeks in terms of food products. But we see that Yahweh is the source. He's the creator and the source of all products. So what is the product we must harvest here in America? Our people. So I'm going out in the Feast of Weeks to harvest my people. And I'm going to do it in perfection. And I'm not going to stop till the end gathering, tabernacle. See it? Notice the verse, right? Thou shalt observe the Feast of Weeks of the first fruits of wheat harvest and the Feast of Ingathering at the year's end. Now it says wheat harvest. Well, what's the secret about that? Gathering of the wheat into my barn. Where is that? Matthew? Matthew 13. Now y'all waking up. See the connection. Beginning to see some connection here. Matthew chapter 13. This is my job here. Parable of the wheat and the tares. Verse 30, read.
Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them. But gather the wheat into my barn.
Gather the wheat into my barn. Matthew 3:12. Keep your finger on that, but let's go take a peek at Matthew 3:12. Read.
Whose fan is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor and gather his wheat into the garner. But he will burn up the chaff with unquenchable fire.
Who is he? Yahweh ben Yahweh. That's talking about my word. My fan is in my hand. And I'm going to thoroughly purge the rebels from my floor. But I'm going to gather the wheat, which are you who believe in me and my name, who believe on me. I'm going to gather you into my barn. You'll be safe from what I'm going to do next, and that is burn up the chaff. With what kind of fire? What does unquenchable mean? Can't put it out. You can't put it out. Then we have the wheat and the tare within us. And our first job is to destroy the tares within our mind. What is the tare? Serpent thoughts. All thoughts that go contrary to Yahweh. That's the tare within yourself. Now, if you don't destroy the tare within your own mind, then I'm going to have to burn both of you up. You and your mind. So it's better for you to burn up the tare in your own head before I'm forced to get hold to you. Because once I set you on fire, can't nothing put it out. What's going to put out an unquenchable fire? Absolutely nothing. How many of you know you the wheat? You know you the wheat. No doubt in your mind that you are the wheat. Malachi 3:3. This is about me in the Old and the New Testament. This is all about Yahweh ben Yahweh, the Son. Malachi 3:3. Read.
And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver.
Who is the silver? You are. Who is the refiner? I am. I'm here to refine you. I'm here to purify you. I'm here to refine your thoughts. I'm here to purify your thoughts. Will you accept my refinement? Yes, will you accept my purification? Yes, well, I'm sitting to do that. Keep on reading.
And he shall purify the sons of Levi.
What does that mean? The priesthood. Well, Levi is not here. 1 Peter 2:9 and 10. Judah is the priesthood, is the holy priesthood. You are a holy nation, a holy priesthood. 1 Peter 2:9 and 10. See, the white man wrote it in allegories, metaphors, and similes, so you wouldn't be able to recognize yourself or me in the book. Behold, I come in the volume of the book. So I'm here to show you myself from the beginning of Moses and through all the prophets, Luke 24, 25, and 27. All right, now we're into what book? Read.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness.
Now, who is it calling you out of your darkness? So what must you show me? I told you all night you have to honor me. Why should you praise me? I'm bringing you out of what? Darkness. I'm the one teaching you that you are what? A royal priesthood. White people call you nigger. White people call you boy. White people call you coon. White people call you all kinds of proverbs and power. White people call you colored. White people call you black. White people call you Negro. White people call you deadheads, burrheads. He calls you all kind of names. But I'm here teaching you who you really are. You, my black brother, you are a royal priesthood, but nobody's taught you but me. You are a holy man. You are holy. I live wicked. Yeah, you live wicked. But who taught you to live wicked? Who wrote the books that you go to school and study? Who wrote the books you went to school and studied? No matter how, if you went to 1st grade, you still studied a book written by white folk. You never studied a book white people didn't write. He's the author of your thoughts. So since you messed up in the head, who messed up your head? But I'm here saying and teaching you and showing you the word that you are a royal priesthood. You are a holy nation. I'm calling you out of darkness. So you must honor me and show forth praises to the one who has brought you out of darkness. Don't you see who it is? I'm showing you what you've never seen before. I'm giving you an understanding of what you've never understood before. I'm showing you the secrets of the scriptures that you've never known before. I'm causing you to read the book that you had never picked up to read before. If you picked it up, you didn't understand it. From Moses to Revelations, you didn't know what you were reading because a veil was over your mind. Until this day, in the reading of Moses in the Old Testament and the New Testament and Revelations, and that veil over your mind is done away in me, the Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. So you must show forth praises to the Son and honor the Son, because it's written like that. Praise Yahweh. So look at the book. Why should you praise me, the Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh? Because I'm doing what? Bringing you out of what? Into what? I'm not just bringing you to some light. Read that whole verse over again. Read it.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Yahweh, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Why have you and how have you now obtained mercy? Through the Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. That's how you obtain mercy. You are a peculiar people indeed. But I'm calling you forth out of darkness. Not into your light, but into my marvelous light. My light is marvelous. My light is supernatural.
Pray, Yahweh. I like to thank the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for this message. Because, family, it is time. It is truly time for the royal priesthood to rise. Now, if you heard these words in the message today like I heard these words, then we got work to do. It's time to come together and rise up and subdue this earth. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
We have a lot to talk about in Power Talks, but we do need to pause for a word from our sponsors. I'm saying that right? From a word. Okay.
Both and.
Both and.
Let's get that word in.
Praise Yahweh.
Tensions are escalating between tonight, an American mother and her child kidnapped in Haiti. So we're going to start with the war in Ukraine. All right, she started. Our military and intelligence. It's the boom in our intelligence.
Is this the world you want to live in? There is a solution. The solution is X. I wrote a book about it. On Earth. Let us consider this solution together. Get your copy today. And let's talk about it.
Praises unto Yahweh. Yahweh. From the nation of Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com. YahwehRadio.com. YahwehRadio.com.
Let nobody turn me away from Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com.
Yahweh ben Yahweh is a great God and a great King above
YahwehRadio.com.
You ain't worthy. It's truly God. Yeah.
Rescuing our future since 2004. From beginner to advanced. From melodies to mastery. From practice to performance. Neo Jazz School of Music, creating space for young people to express and to grow. Now with 2 locations, New Orleans and Miami. Enroll today at neojazz.org.
Yahweh Virtual University is now providing free weekly Saturday classes for students of all ages. Yes, you've heard that right. Our free Saturday Bible Fun classes allow students to create fun projects while learning Yahweh mathematics, reading, writing, and of course, amazing Bible stories. Click the link in the description below to see the correct age group and time students should join our free Bible Fun classes. We look forward to seeing you each Saturday. Praise Yahweh forever.
What do all these people have in common besides a beautiful smile, healthy teeth, and gums? They all use Zodi toothpaste. Zodi toothpaste is made with all natural ingredients. Zodi toothpaste is fortified with moringa and baking soda. Zodi toothpaste is suds-free, making it an excellent choice for kids. All natural, fortified, and suds-free. Get yours today at noystore.com.
This program is dedicated to the spiritual resurrection of the righteous people of the planet Earth and to the establishment of the kingdom of true holiness and righteousness, the kingdom of God Yahweh.
You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But the Yahweh me seek and the Yahweh me serve, because Him are the God of Israel, which are the true living God. You understand me? He's 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
This nation is now the ultimate power in the universe.
All right, family. What that sound means, power talk. I mean, the signs of the time. The time is that we in an operation word war, and words that we speak is ammunition, it's a weapon. The devil have weaponized words, and now it is time for the rise of the royal priesthood, who's going to be the counterbalance to all those evil words being spoken of out there in the world. When the royal priesthood rise up, we're going to speak Yahweh's words. We're going to represent the message of the most honorable Yahweh being Yahweh to the world, to every nook and cranny on the planet. It's the job of the royal priesthood. We ain't the Levites. That was the old priest. This is Yahweh ben Yahweh said it in this message that Judah is the royal priesthood. Now it's time for us to do our job.
Praise Yahweh. We have to be obedient to Yahweh.
And we don't want to get burned up, huh?
We don't want to get burned up. And, I'm so grateful that we, are continuing in these words with the most honorable Yahweh being Yahweh, especially as we are in our feast season. We started out with our feast of Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. We moved into our Feast of Weeks here recently, which was amazing. So much information for us to glean, so much for us to learn and really do the work of removing the tear from our own minds. So we got a lot out of this feast, and we're still in Feast of Weeks, as Yahweh being Yahweh indicated for us today. That it goes on
all the way into the end gathering.
All the way to the end gathering. So as we continue in this observation, we really want to hone in on the words of the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh and really identify the work that we must be doing at this point in this day.
And the work, it's really good that you mentioned that, because the work that we need to be doing at this time, in this day, this is what we're doing. This right here, the unfolding light, is the work that we need to be doing at this time, this day. I mean, that's just one small aspect of the work, because the work is vast. But Yahweh's children are the gods of the planet. Okay, we are the leaders of the planet. In our destructive, downtrodden, dead state, we still lead the planet in everything that is of substance, real science, practical things that help society. We know how many inventions that was, you couldn't turn on a light, you couldn't use the computer, you couldn't bake bread, you couldn't refrigerate your food, you couldn't have air conditioning in your house,
all of the
if it wasn't for dead Judas brilliance.
Our brilliance, our light. The light in us, even in the midst of the darkness that we were in, there was light, the light of that creative light of Yahweh in us.
We're still gods, whether we know it or not.
Exactly.
We still exhibit that. And there's children right now, brilliant children with so many different concepts of reality that, this society, Satan in this society, teach us to put them in his public school. And everybody knows right now, the word is out about the Rockefellers and what they did when they started the public school system to make factory workers. That we don't want a nation of thinkers. We want a nation of workers for my factory. And so his educational system educated the children to be factory workers or just working jobs. Anybody out there right now that have a job, you understand, if you went to public school, that's the thing. It's all about getting a job. It ain't about creating. School don't teach you to create nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why they take the arts program out, because arts program was a little bit of creativity. Don't want creativity from Judah. They want to steal all Judah's creativity.
Well, right. And Yahweh Ben Yahweh said that in this message today around how, the enemy of Yahweh has really cultivated our minds, has really shaped our minds and our realities for us. And this is the period of us awakening to that knowledge so that we can truly be the light of Yahweh in today's darkness. People need to see those of us who are obedient to the will of Yahweh, what that actually looks like in action. Our day-to-day activities, what it means to eat like that. I thank our sister Zabia Bira for our health education.
Absolutely.
Because we have to have the
weekly health education.
Exactly. We have to have all those resources to our access, because the knowledge of the enemy of Yahweh is abundant.
Well, let's look at the devil's weekly offering of health. Do the CDC have a podcast to teach you how to be healthy? Do any medical facilities or any medical institutions have a way where you can avoid healthy and avoid coming to their pharmaceutical and any preventive medicine
or food for healing?
Anything of nature? Do they promote, hey guys, if you don't want to have disease, don't do this, don't do that? Do they promote that at all? No, it's counterproductive for Satan's healthcare industry to have you healthy. If you're healthy, then they have no business. They have no purpose. So they have to make sure you stay sick so you can use them. And it's like a car that breaks down every 2 years, so you have to buy another one.
It's a perpetual
cycle to keep you bound to them to death, to your physical death. Where Yahweh's system,
he makes it so simple. All that we have to do is obey the will of Yahweh. Obey, according to online
well-
dictionary, is to comply, to follow the command, the laws, and the statutes, and the judgments and commandments of Yahweh.
So in order to follow Yahweh's word, you have to study Yahweh's word, but that's what the rise of the royal priesthood is here for, to represent that word in its entirety, in its authenticity. See, because when you go certain places, you have to water down a message because the people in the room may not be able to receive the message. But it's time to create the room, that strong tower where people come in just for that message. I'm coming here to hear the real deal. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't water it down for all the other people in the room that want to stay wicked. And you don't want the people who want to be wicked about offending them. It's about representing the righteous word that is the resurrecting, healing power for Yahweh children. It will repel all the people who want to be wicked. And ain't that what we're in a war with this wicked devil and all his agents? So don't we want to deploy weapons that repel him, that keep him away from us, keep him out of our business? See, so that's what we have to understand, what we have in our midst with our unfolding light and with our health seminars and with our Feast international broadcast. Yahweh, wow, the national radio station that broadcasts Yahweh's word 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're talking about the things that are going on, productions of morality and righteousness that you can see on the YouTube channel and various social media platforms. You were about to say?
Oh, and you mentioned the concept of being in production, and I want to just lift out that in study of the Feast of Weeks, is really returning us back to the understanding of what it's to be in production. The enemy of Yahweh has taught us to be and consume our behavior day to day. Study that, and they've cultivated it so that we can not have businesses or things that are additional revenues for your prosperity. And you also have consumerism, that anything that you generate, this system is designed for it to keep, to keep taking anything that you generate. So the law of the Feast of Weeks is really about returning us to the concept of being productive and being in production. Yahweh ben Yahweh indicated and gave an analysis of what it meant back in the day to have the land. We were producing, we were growing things. We had animals and things that, livestock. So those things were the production of that time. But we're in a different time. So what are the ways that we are to be in production today? And you're lifting out this amazing productive energy that we have here with the works at Yahweh Life Center.
Absolutely.
And being able to have, broadcast.
Yahweh Life Center is the home of Yahweh Productions, Yahweh Radio, Yahweh Video and Audio Productions, Music Productions. We are the media of Yahweh. Life Center exists to house the media company of Yahweh. In this word on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, this word going out. That's the rise of the royal priesthood. Now, what can you do to help? Well, support, listen, tune in to Unfolding Light, tune in to our health seminars and tune in to our feast broadcast and tune in to Yahweh Radio and listen to music 24 hours a day. You can sleep with the primordial vibration of Yahweh every night. Yahweh Radio.
And what's so amazing about being obedient to the will of Yahweh, you began to reject all those things that the enemy of Yahweh taught us. And we also seek out those things that are good for us. You know, we find our counterparts. We find and connect up. We seek and find those that are doing the will of Yahweh, and we support those endeavors. And so this energy you often mention around circling our wagons, when we remove the tear from our minds, where they actually rise up with the crowns as the royal priesthood and really begin to circle our wagons. It's great that there Yahweh being Yahweh be doing that. Exactly. So our reaction for us to figure out, work together.
How do we ourselves together?
How do we govern ourselves?
It's ironic. Different things.
to build our own for ourselves in every area. Oh, did I mute myself?
No, ma'am. I was trying to mute the next caller and made a mistake. But I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no
Please
problem, no
continue.
problem. But I was just saying, I'm at the end. Just do everything we can for ourselves. I'm discovering just recently now that even maternity centers are literally pulling back. They're creating situations where it's more and more difficult for you to even have your own children naturally without going to the hospital. So family, when I say develop every avenue, everything you could possibly think of without being a part of this society, I mean everything. This is what we have to work on together, family, as a nation. Build our nation. Thank you for letting me share, family. Love you all. Shalom, shalom.
Praise Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for sharing that information with you so that you can share it with us. And I thank Yahweh for you and your family and all of the wonderful works that you promote in the society, like what you were just saying is the reality of what they were living in. Everything from them is you can research it back to an origin of some evil, greedy man wanting to make money off of you, from the oil you use for your food, from the toothpaste that you put in your mouth. Speaking of toothpaste, we have a national toothpaste that is made by us for us that is opposite of the poisons of this society. It is from Yahweh's perspective. And you saw the commercial earlier today, but we do have another caller. Caller, you can unmute yourself now if you'd like to come back in and speak on Power Talk. There we go. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shalom Alaikum. Praise Yahweh. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
We can hear you.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Daniel Israel from Jacksonville, Florida. And I just want to say that y'all brothers and sisters are doing a tremendous, marvelous job. I've been viewing this program before the Passover, and I must say this is a great program, and I am blessed to be in the awareness of this program. And I just want to say that, you know, Yahweh is here. We are here. The tribe of Judah is here. And everything y'all talk about is on point. I have no negativity toward what you're saying. You're doing an excellent job, and you are the nation of Yahweh. And I just want y'all to continue, and I will be a part of it as we come along and growing together as a family. And it's a joyful thing. Cause my grandchildren, you know, they watch the program and they ask me, you know, what's going on, and I tell them, you know, I teach them the prayers, and I teach them everything that they've been taught upon me, and we are still learning along with y'all. So I just want to let you know that y'all are doing a tremendous job, a marvelous job. And your book ethics, yes, I got it, and I read it daily. You know, I go over and over it again, and we are in process of getting the Zadi toothpaste. You know, because we must be prosperous and productive with our own nation in order for us to grow. And any other products that y'all bringing out, we will show enough be joyful and be ready to get them. And also the virtual school that y'all have, you know, I'm in process enrolling them to it because they ask a lot of questions, you know, and I'm proud to say, I'm proud to say I have answers for them, you know, through the nation and through the divine mind of Yahweh ben Yahweh. And I just want to say, I appreciate y'all, and I'm here to support y'all and us as a family. And Toda, thank y'all. Thank you very much.
Praise Yahweh, brother. You just lit up the room today. You really just lit up the room, because this is what it's all about.
Well, this is why we do what we do, brother. For you, your
family, your children, your children's children.
This is you are articulating. Thank you. I thank Yahweh for
Thank
your
Yahweh.
spirit. I
Praise
thank Yahweh
Yahweh.
for you and our family like you, because it lets us know that our work is not in vain, that our family is hearing this word. Yahweh ben Yahweh is alive today because of the things that we do, so that our family can continue to walk in Yahweh's way as opposed to the devil. So thank you, brother. I thank Yahweh for you.
Yes,
thank Yahweh
sir.
for all our family, and anybody else who like to come on and comment. We fired up in the studio right now.
We are on
Praise
fire.
Yahweh.
We got the lights on in the studio. Praise Yahweh.
The light of Yahweh.
We do have a caller with your line unmuted. Boker Tov, and welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Boker Tov and Shabbat Shalom. Praise Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, who is Yahweh in the flesh as his son. Sisters Abia Bira, calling in today from St. Petersburg, Florida. And I am so elated that our family is happy with what we are all doing together. I wanted my brother to know that we are all doing this together, including his support. It's what makes us shine the way we shine. And I'm happy to know that we are shining in our Father's light, because Yahweh ben Yahweh is doing the exact same things as far as building our nation. He had everything our nation needed. And this is the point we have to get back to, is to provide for ourselves, not to have to look outside of our own nation, outside of ourselves. And I was researching bartering, because bartering is a big part of production, and a lot of the things that we did back in the times have been did away with, because the devil wanted to capitalize and keep everybody under him. So he did away with those things. And upon researching that, I ran across a scripture that's so powerful that I just have to share it. I believe it's Ezekiel 27:27. And it's talking about what Yahweh is doing, what he's doing to this world, so that we can come in and take over. And it reads, Ezekiel 27:27 says, thy riches and thy fares, thy merchandise, thy mariners, and thy pilots, I can see this. So I have a spot on my phone that's covering it, but it looks like caulkers, and the occupiers of thy merchandise, and all thy men of war that are in thee, and in all thy company which is in the midst of thee, shall fall into the midst of the seas in the day of thy ruin. So Yahweh ben Yahweh says simultaneously, they are going out while we're coming in. We're building up as they are as they're being torn down by Yahweh. So we're going to keep on building up the kingdom and the nation of Yahweh, so that we can be in place to take over, because as we can see, Yahweh is destroying everything that's been built by his hands, and it's all from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And we're coming in building with the tree of life, and we plan to take over in righteousness. Praise Yahweh ben Yahweh. Thank you so much for allowing me to share, family, and have a wonderful, beautiful Shabbat today. I love you all much.
Praise Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for our dear sister Sabia, who developed the Zadi toothpaste formula, and our health ranger, our personal health ranger,
yes,
the Nation of Yahweh's health ranger, our sister Sabia. Praise Yahweh for you.
We're so grateful for her works and the works that Yahweh has done through our sister. Yes, indeed. We do have another caller with your line. Please unmute yourself to become live on Power Talk. Praise Yahweh.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shalom. Is that me?
Yes, ma'am. That would be you. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Just making sure. Okay, praise Yahweh. Wonderful class today, this morning. Oh, just awesome, awesome, awesome. Every time I hear Yahweh's teachings, I just feel he's talking to Sister Kagi, y'all. Now, if y'all feel he's talking to y'all too, praise Yahweh. But I know for sure he is talking to me. And I want to comment on when Yahweh ben Yahweh said that when he commanded the earth to spring forth grass, it did. It didn't give any excuses. It didn't give any shortcomings or anything of that nature. And in the Bible, when Yahweh said, "Let there be," in Genesis chapter 1, verse 3, "Let there be" is a phrase. It's a total complete phrase, those three words. And the Hebrew Strong's Exhaustive Concordance is H1961, and it's Haya. It's a primitive root, and it means to be accomplished, to become, committed, cause, come to pass, follow, happen, pertain, require, use. It's quite a bit of definitions in there, but we have to be committed to Yahweh. When he commands us to do something, we have to commit ourselves. And not only do we have to commit ourselves to his commandments, we have to accomplish those commandments. We can't fall short. We have to do them, and we have to do them adequately and completely. We have to follow, and it has to happen. To happen is to cause. So when Yahweh says, "Let there be," we have to do it. There's no way we cannot. There's just no excuse at all. To have an excuse is to be non-existent, because "let there be" means to exist. So don't exclude yourself or cut yourself out by disobeying his commandments. So we are creators. We have to be, just because we are Judah. There's no other options for us. And if you make an option, that means you're cutting yourself out of existence, because that means you're not being anymore. So just him talking, there's no excuse. We have to do this. The work has to be done, and we have to do it. And you have to be committed. And we have to accomplish this, and we have to do it together. So just, that was an awesome tape, right on time, spoke to my soul. Just more fuel for my fire. So praise Yahweh, family.
Yes, Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
Let the light of our Father motivate us this morning,
Well,
so that we can keep the works coming.
That's why it's so important for us to publish
Mhm.
Yahweh ben Yahweh's word, Yahweh ben Yahweh's works. That is why Yahweh ben Yahweh is not only Yahweh in the flesh, God, but he is still here present in his resurrected children that represent his word. And I can't say represent, but that's a pronunciation. Is actually represent the word of the resurrecting word that resurrected me. And now it's my duty
and me.
my whole duty as a man is to represent that word to Yahweh's children first, and the world, the whole earth. Yahweh ben Yahweh said it in the message during our feast that, that even in the shorts that we've been seeing that's popping up all over, where Yahweh ben Yahweh say that, if the world don't come rain in their land, he'll starve them out. They can't grow no food. You can't have no rain, and all nations shall come up. We know the prophecy to learn of Yahweh from who? From the royal priesthood, from Judah, that 144,000 dedicated children that's going to indulge in the Yahweh, that's going to fill themselves up with Yahweh. They're going to perpetuate that throughout their generations and serve Yahweh now forever, eternally. That's what it's all about. We do have another caller.
We do. Call with your hand raised. We're going to ask you to unmute your line so you can be live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, my brothers and sisters.
Shabbat Shalom, brother. Welcome to Power Talk.
Hey, man, when you said something about starving, he even said that if you don't, receive me, you have no rain. And you were right. Look what happened last year. We had a whole drought. The salt water was coming up the river. You remember that? Yahweh being Yahweh not playing with these people in this country, man. He's not playing with them. You see it now. They got a flood in Germany. I'm telling you, he's not playing with these people, man. If they don't abide by the rules by us, guess what's gonna happen? You see what's happening, and I'm glad that we here as a collective talking about Yahweh, and that's what I like to hear is about Yahweh. Because I'm tired of this evil, man. You know what I'm saying? It's time to bring that light, and the light got to be so bright, man. They can't even hide. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh, brother. I feel you, man. They can't hide no more. It's everything is out in the open. Everything that we see, how there's no money for homeless people. There's no money for starving children. There's no money for schools, but there's billions of dollars for war, and there's billions of dollars for genocide, and there's billions of dollars for anything foreign. But oh no, there's no money. We can't stop the pollution in the Black neighborhood. We can't stop the crime. We don't have enough resources. We don't have enough money for stuff like that. But there's a war overseas. Let's send them billions of dollars.
Our connection to Yahweh's law really brings us back to understanding of these things. We get clarity, and we begin to see that these systems were not designed in our benefit. And our success in the Feast of Weeks is our obedience to the laws of Yahweh. We start with being obedient, and we can't do these things, the things that we need to do, being apart from each other, in the mindset of individualism. I divide you all. We need to be one God, one mind, one love, and one action. This is that day, and the wheat shall stand up, and the tear that's in our minds and in our hearts
gonna get burned up.
We'll burn that stuff away. We're doing that work right now, so that we're able to be the royal priesthood and usher in a new day for our people,
for the planet,
because the world needs that. Everyone is seeking out truth. They're seeking out harmonious behavior. They're seeking out a new way of being. And Yahweh ben Yahweh taught us those values. He taught us how to be moral. He taught us how to be ethical. And the ethical leadership is something no one on this planet, except for those who love Yahweh ben Yahweh, have ever experienced. So we're the ones with this experience that needs to be elevated and our lights lifted up, so that the world can have the things that it needs for healing.
Praise Yahweh. And so I hear you ask, what can I do to help? What can I do to participate in this marvelous work of the royal priesthood? Well, first thing you can do is study to show thyself approved.
Yes.
That you are a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That means distinguishing from the fake news and the truth of Yahweh through the scriptures and through your studies. Even with the stuff that they're talking about, if you study it and research it, it gives you get led to the truth. But you got to go beyond the surface.
You got to seek out that which is good.
The lie is always first. And what else can you do? Well, you can support all of the things, the broadcast and the podcast, everything that is teaching and giving you enlightenment about Yahweh and Yahweh's son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. You can support that through, offerings or donations. You can attend the feast. You can listen to the international broadcast. You can subscribe to Yahweh Radio. You can buy toothpaste. You can support your brothers and sisters in their business endeavors, whatever they may be. And like I said, we're trying to bring them all together so we can advertise all of these works so that we can know where we can get our soap from, or where we can purchase a car if a brother has a car dealership. We know that we go from, we don't buy a car from anybody else but our brother, even though we know at the current time he may have to buy his cars from other nations, but still we support him so he can manufacture cars maybe one day. That may be his goal. Because all of these things will be part of our nation. Everything that is practical in this society, we will be reproducing because we're the ones who did it in the first place. And they stole it from us.
Well, our brothers and sisters who are walking in darkness are also seeking to be in collective unity around our economics as well.
Right.
And so that said, that can be a system of morality that we reproduce that Yahweh ben Yahweh has given us. The law,
commerce, right.
Yahweh ben Yahweh has told us in today's message that the Feast of Weeks is a 7-week process and is really about the production from all the resources that Yahweh has given you as a steward of the land, as a keeper of the law, and that one that loves Yahweh for all that we do. So all these things that we create, we should be willing and able to donate and give a percentage and have something available for your family to actually reap from. We need to reap from our collective harvest, and that's what this feast season is about.
Well, family, if we do our jobs, our grandchildren will grow up in a nation that is particularly our own
nation.
And all we have to do is circle our wagons. We broke in pieces, and those pieces gonna consume the earth. Now it's time for those pieces to unite in an economic summit of collectivism, and collecting ourselves, and doing business with ourselves. And so that will make the circle, the virtuous circle, powerful, that it will spread out and consume the planet. Praise Yahweh. Sister, final thoughts?
I'm just grateful that Yahweh is the author of our thoughts, and he is guiding us into the right direction. I'm excited that we're all working, those of us who are listening, we are working towards removing those thoughts that are from the enemy of Yahweh from our minds and in our lives. I ask that you share these good energies, these good resources with your children and your children's children, and use the tools that Yahweh has given us this day as a way to build within your home and in your community. It's that day for you to shine the light of Yahweh. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Wow, you said so much. I got to consider all of that. So that will be our final thoughts. Praise Yahweh. That brings us to the end of this episode of The Unfolding Light. Please join us next week for another episode of The Unfolding Light. And now, if everybody will stand and face the east with outstretched hand, as we close out this episode with a prayer, the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Malkuteraka, Yad Zerizonka, Kim Bashemayim Kain Ba'aretz, Et Lekum Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosa Sol King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiam Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King Kal Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leola May, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. And always remember, Yahweh loves you, Yahweh ben Yahweh loves you, and so does the nation of Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom, family.
Thank you for joining The Unfolding Light, presented by the Nation of Yahweh. If you have any comments or questions, please email us at info@thenationofyahweh.com. Follow us online at thenationofyahweh.com and unfoldinglight.com. Get social with us. Follow The Nation of Yahweh on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, do remember to pay Yahweh and yourselves first and don't touch it, as instructed by the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. You can send your tithes, donations, and offerings to the Nation of Yahweh at P.O. Box 555115, Orlando, Florida 32855, and be blessed continually according to Malachi chapter 3. Praise Yahweh and Shalom.